good day, and thank you for joining ＳիվիլՆեթ. My guest today, joining us from Antwerp, Belgium, is Father Armen Melkonian. We've read about him and what happened to him in the media a lot these recent days. He's the pastor, the visiting priest to the Armenian community in Europe, namely Belgium, Germany, Holland. Thank you for joining us, Father Armen, today.
Thank you.
We'd like to hear from you as well. How did things proceed leading up to the church relieving you from your duties in Europe?
Thank you very much for this invitation to be with you in ＳիվիլՆեթ. And thank you that you give me the opportunity to talk today to my English-speaking people about what happens the last days and what we read in the media. So for me it was a surprise or something that I read on Facebook at that day. If I'm not wrong, it was 29th of July, that there is a protest in Den Haag near the Armenian Embassy in Holland. So when I read that, me as a citizen of Armenia and as an Armenian priest for a community in Holland, I felt that I have to go there and I have to be with my people to speak against what's happening there. For me, I didn't knew even that I'm going to take a word or I'm going to have a speech about that. For me, it was only, my meaning was I will stand there with the people. But I surprised when one of the protesters with the microphone, as we see also on the YouTube, he invited me and he say, we are very glad that today we have with us Father Armen Melkonian, and we give him the mic. And I took the mic and I spoke actually about what the truth was, what my meaning was, and what I've been all the days looking to the protest in Armenia, what my real feeling was. So what I did, I took the mic and I say, I'm very glad to be with you today. And I've sent a message to our government in Armenia saying, look, if you think by killing the Sassna Dzrer or Pavlik and the other guys that are with him, that will not finish the case. Because our Armenian people, through the history we can see that always we had heroes that have been that they've been always with their people fighting for the truth. And then in the end of demonstration, I took the mic again and we prayed together our Father in the heaven, and that day was finished. So there was nothing special, it was really a peaceful demonstration. Now, after I left, I don't know, I saw that they had also pictures of the president and they did many things, but there was, I think, nothing wrong. That is something that's happened even in the US and in Europe also. That's nothing special. I can say about the demonstration that it was really a peaceful demonstration.
Father Armen, so as I saw myself, that Asorik himself was here on Khorenatsi and he was doing the same. He did not make a speech or speak to the people. He did very briefly. He also did try to pray for peace, which the people rejected. So I would like to ask you what's different between what you did and what he did here in Yerevan. He was there for a couple of days in a row, I think 2 or 3. If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I saw that also, and I saw also the video where is a discussion between Father Asorik and the taxi driver. That is very interesting. That was also on the day that he was on Khorenatsi. But I saw also the picture that Father Asovik was also with other priests, and their hands are up. I think that was the moment that the people or the demonstrators, they were throwing stones on the army.
Yes.
And in that picture, I see very clearly that the two priests, with their hands, they wanted to defend the army. Now, me as Armenian priest, I've searched also for another picture that there to see some priest to face to the army defending the people, but I didn't saw that.
In my experience, their calls to refrain from clashes or violence were addressed to both the people and the police. However, again, what you did, or maybe what you said, was it the lack of diplomacy, or did you, what really upset the headquarters in Yerevan, in Etchmiadzin, to decide to relieve you from your duties?
No, that's happened, what you say, it's happened after the demonstration. After my speech in Den Haag, in Holland. So that have nothing to do with it. I am not upset at this moment, because I will stay in my priesthood job preaching the Bible through the net, and also visiting the people to give the word of God. But me, as I told you in the beginning, I am an Armenian citizen, and as an Armenian, I am upset about what is happening in Armenia. Because when I see that the army taking old people, old women, even catching them from hands and foot, old fathers and mothers, those are all our sisters and brothers. And we are upset to see something like this happening in our country. You know, me, I'm born in Syria, and I will tell you truly, what's happening in Armenia, I could not imagine that something like this can happen in Armenia. In Syria, we saw many things like this, but there is normal. But what's happening here in Armenia, it's really not acceptable from any human who believe in the humanitarian rights.
Father Armen, the Holy See of Etchmiadzin remained silent throughout and continues to remain silent. Well, the Catholicist set of Kilikia in Antelias was silent throughout, but then we recently we heard condemnation from Aram I. So, in your evaluation, what's the difference between the two Catholicos?
I will tell you first, the silence of Aram I, it had a reason. As we see in his speech at Holy Mary Days, he said that that was the first time that he come with the community and with people to speech, and that's why he give his words about what's happening in Armenia. But now, if you say what's the difference between the two Catholicos, and why this silent from Etchmiadzin, and why from Giligia, the patriarch of the Catholicos, he's talking about more, I will tell you there is a difference that the mother see of Etchmiadzin, the Catholicos, is in Yerevan, and he is in Armenia. So there is more conversations and there is more connections with the government. I don't speak about negative connections, but there somehow they have to be together, taking decisions together. But in Giligia, the case is different. We have in Giligia as priesters more freedom of speech. And that's what Aram I also he did. So he don't have to scare or to think about something else. Just he is doing the truth that what's happening in Armenia is not acceptable.
There, I mean, one last question. Your speech and Aram First's speech was directed at Armenia, at the diaspora, and what are the expectations from the diaspora at this point?
In my opinion, and as we see also in the speech of Aram First Catholicos, the diaspora have too many things to do. So we don't have to be concentrated only on the Armenian people there in Armenia. Because we here in Europe and the US in the diaspora, we have more possibilities and more freedom to speak and to do. But only speaking is not enough. We have to think together in the diaspora then how we can bring our ideas together and what kind of solutions we can give for this situation. You know, speaking is very easy, but coming together to have a final message to give to our people in Armenia, to let them know that they are not alone there. We are with them. They are taking the most responsibility because they are beside or inside the conflict itself, but we have also too many things to do. So my call is to all our Armenian communities in the world, making or doing demonstrations and etc. That's okay for one time is okay. Now we see in America also many things are happening. They are not likely to us, and we don't see it right to happen inside the churches and etc. So we as Armenians, we have to think more intelligently to find solutions, to give the people solutions about what they have to do. Okay, demonstrating 1 day, 10 days, 1 month, 2 months, and then we have to give a solutions or a plan that the people they can know how they can go ahead with this situation.
I can't help but ask, from a practical point of view, how can such a diaspora proposed plan or plan of action come forward from a practical point of view?
You know me, I'm not lawyer, but I had some contacts with some lawyer. They also have pain about the situation, and they are planning to draw a row or a plan to discuss together and to give it to our community. You know, one of the examples is now many people are sending money from Europe and from America to Armenia. You know, we are supporting the people, but we know very sure that this money is not going to the people. This money is going to some people. And those people, they take the money back and they bring it to Europe and to US, and they use it for their personal usage. So why we have to send the money? If we send the money, we have to send it for some reasons, if there is illness or there is something. But just supporting them, supporting Armenia at this moment financially, I don't think that's a good point. So that was one of the points that we discussed with the lawyer. They say, yeah, maybe if they don't send money even for emergency reasons, then the leaders there, they will understand that diaspora has something to do and has something to speak about.
All right, thank you very much, and thank you for joining us. Stay with CivilNet for more interviews and news updates, and we thank you for joining us today as well.